Let's draw a train, got a favorite railroad, got a favorite locomotive, just let me know. Let's draw a train, get your pencils and pens. Let's draw a train, it's time to begin. Today's drawing demonstration is going to be F Unit 913 at the California State Railroad Museum in Sacramento. And it's been recently pulling the Polar Express trains. And my first step is to draw the frame, and shortly thereafter I draw this scaffolding. It's a very faint line, and I'll show you very shortly why I have that line. And the frame, basically, you can draw it pretty much as far back as you want, basically about 1 3/4 inches. It ultimately would go all the way back the length of the engine. And then the cab is about 1.5 inches tall. And then what you do is, from the scaffolding, because compared to like SD locomotives and Jeep locomotives that just have a lot of straight lines, you kind of need a point of reference on this scaffolding to measure back. And you want to basically be able to, from this, kind of find where the cab window is and where the headlight is. And so go back about 1 inch, a little bit more. And this is where this Pocket Pal is actually very helpful, because it gives you the 9/16 circle that makes the slope of the nose. And then you want to basically go up about 1 inch above this. And then a slightly bigger circle, 5/8. And then you draw the headlight in. And then what you want to do is go down a little bit more than 1 inch, or 1/4 inch, and then going down a little bit more than 1/4 inch. And basically these Western Pacific engines used to go through Sacramento, and they went from Sacramento up through the Feather River Canyon. And I actually, in rail fanning in Sacramento, and I actually didn't, I just saw some of the last of a couple of Western Pacific. I saw like a GP40 once as a kid in the green paint scheme. This is in the silver and orange paint scheme ultimately. But I saw about 2 Western Pacific engines as Union Pacific merger was happening. And anyways, go back. So what we do is, there's a cab window here for the engineer. So you want to leave space for it. And then you want to, these are the ladders so that the crew can climb in. And then while we're here, this, like any of these cabs, it's just, you keep adding more and more lines. But as you can very quickly see, F units, I didn't even begin to really draw too many F units. For quite a while, I drew a couple, but F units are far more complex in that they have a lot of angles on them. In the end, they're very satisfying to draw, and they're good to practice on, but the SD, like 40s and GP9s, when you're just getting started, they have a lot more straight lines in them. And if you're wanting to challenge and find where all these curves go, F units are actually probably one of the nicer locomotives. Here we can put a row of rivets in here. Basically, rivets, what you want to do is you just go one after the other after the other. They're kind of a very pleasant thing to do. Just kind of patiently go one rivet after the next. And then you basically put the window inside where the crew ladder goes. And then you put a line here, and next thing you know, there's a door. And then here, there's a step. Well, part of what's really satisfying about drawing is that as each of these lines goes in, you feel yourself building the train. And basically, you can put the seat of the locomotive, and here's the control stand. Even on F units, you even see the windshield wiper because it's at an angle. And basically, here's the number board. What starts to happen is these are all things you can measure as much as you want. There's the light. But as you're starting to kind of get the flow for the drawing, it's very important to measure so that everything goes into the right place. But at the same point, the thing about measuring versus composition, one of the most important things that I basically would point out is once you get the actual outside shape of the cab or the shape of the whole engine, and you start to fill in things. Yes, I mean, there are parts of it you can get where you didn't put the exact amount of doors or the exact amount where the exact type of grille. But the truth of the matter is once you get the outside shape of it, then basically that is 3/4 of what you're going after, is the outside shape, because that's the size of it. Okay, well, this is basically the shape of the cab of the F unit. So in the next step, we'll move on to putting the stripes on it.